And here's another thing. Even if I lose this job, you know, yeah, I've been there almost 4 years. It's not going to be the same thing as me losing, the job that I had with AT&T, because I was with AT&T for 18 and a half years. I was like a year and a half away from achieving, a lump sum payout, right? And let's just keep it real. Police officers and they were the first ones that used to complain, oh, they're getting ready to get their pension, and how they get set up to lose their job, or get killed. Then it started happening to just about everybody. And it's like, wow, now it's customary. It's we thought, oh, it was just a bad roll of the dice. But now it's like customary. Don't believe these contracts that these employers will give you, especially when it comes to like big money, right? And I know you guys are like, why wouldn't we believe them? I mean, let's face it. If they're only going to give you like 25 cents, 50 cents, $1 raise, do you really think they have any intention on, honoring those contracts? Right? No. Right? Because once they give you that 50 cents, then they're taking it off the backside. Like, oh, well, now you're going to have to, pay more of your medical, or more on the medical. Oh, we're going to take away, they start taking away your benefits left and right, So it's like when you get these raises, they taking it off of the backside. Just realize that. So I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's even harder for a minority to get them to actually honor their contracts. White people, they have connections, right? They have connections in government. They have connections in finances. They may have doctors in their family that they can go and, and get their medical. It's like that, right? But and even what they did to the Indians when they told the Indians, yeah, they was going to take care of them, they was going to feed them, you have to go and stay on these concentration camps called reservations, and then once most of the people that knew about these contracts were dying, then they were like, no, we're going to give all of these wills, because they had to give the wills to the BIA so the BIA could transfer the property appropriately through inheritance. So this was one of the reasons why people who have Indian heritage had lost their inheritance, because they gave the responsibility back to these Indian tribes. And these Indian tribes, not only did they do improper notification, then they did improper land transfers. And all of this really needs to be corrected, because it's just a travesty of justice. Um, and I know a lot of people, didn't understand that. And then, those people who didn't have inheritance that was lost through the BIA, you know, giving the the land deeds to the Indian tribes, then there were other people who weren't, Indians. They were losing their money because um, they were getting these mechanical liens on the homes, and they were also getting um, health liens, right? Medical expenses on the liens of the homes also. So that was another way that people had lost their homes, and they didn't even know that they were going to lose their homes. They didn't know, you go to the hospital, yeah, you might be on Social Security, but whatever procedure that you have, it's not covered, right? You've been paying, $150 a month thinking that you got medical and hospitalization, but it doesn't cover certain procedures, right? So a lot of people didn't even realize that, the homes that they thought was paid for by their relatives had, liens by these doctors and hospitals, that they didn't even know uh, how much the procedure was, how much it was going to cost, could they shop around or none of this stuff. You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, some people, they're healthy, 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 and then boom, one day they end up in the hospital and they think it's covered, and they didn't know that the anesthesiologist isn't covered. It took me a while to find that out, right? My first what was that anesthesia? My first colonoscopy, right? The colonoscopy was covered, but the anesthesiologist wasn't, right? Tricky, tricky. Hold on.